Hey, good news! You made it to our first tutorial video where you get to learn an actual balloon design with us. And the great news, it's actually two different balloons in one video. Because once you know the heart, you'll know the flower. They're the same design with the same exact twists, with two small differences. You use a pink base for the heart, and you use a green base for the flower. The other difference is the top special balloon you blow up. But it's the same concept, you just blow it up, tie it, and wrap it into the base. But let's get started. We're gonna have you follow along using the flower balloon, which is a 260 and a 6-inch geoblossom. Blow up the green 260 exactly 7 pumps. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. You should have about this much room at the end. I'm gonna let out a little air and tie. You wanna make sure whatever design you're doing to blow it up the same exact length each time, and also twist the same exact size and proportion each time you do the design. This is because it keeps the balloon consistent and makes sure it always looks good. Also, because you know exactly what you're doing each time, you don't have to focus on the balloon as much, and you get to focus more on the kid and the conversation you're having with the kid. But let's get right into it. So, the last video I showed you, the 4 unique designs you need to learn when you're twisting a balloon. But for this one, you only need 1 twist. And since we're making a flower balloon, you only need the flower twist. So fold it over and make the twist about this size, maybe even a little smaller. But make the flower twist. And then since it's the beginning of the balloon, remember to lock the balloon in place with a nozzle. Now, you're gonna make a second and a third flower twist exactly the same size as the first one. Remember, balloons are all about proportions, so you want to keep the proportions and sizes of your twists exactly the same each time. And this one calls for even proportions, so make this 2 more times. This is my second one. As you see, they're pretty even, and the third one should be even too. I'm going to push the air to the end, just so it looks a little neater. But now, you should have the base of your flower, or heart if you're making a heart. And if you notice, they're all even in size. Now we're gonna grab the 6-inch geoblossom balloon. What I will say is that this specific design of balloon is the hardest one I've ever encountered to tie. You always wanna be very careful and cautious before blowing it up to make sure you have enough slack to tie the balloon. So I push the balloon all the way onto the pump so it's easier to tie. Now that it's blown up, I tie the balloon the same way I'd tie any other balloon. I take it, wrap it around my 2 fingers, wrap it behind my 2 fingers, wrap it between my 2 fingers, and pull the other side over. Now I've got the flower balloon. I might shape it a little bit by just pushing the air in different sections, and then I take the end of the balloon and wrap it into the center of this flower. Remember, you're gonna give this to a kid who might be 5 years old. They're gonna wanna play with the balloon, and it might get a little messy as they play with it. So you wanna wrap it in extra tight so it doesn't come undone. So it's better to go overboard than underboard. I'm gonna do something like this. It looks random, weird, and that's because it's supposed to be. By twisting it in random places, it's going to be really hard and improbable that the kid untwists it the same way. Now, the balloon doesn't look great, and that's because you need to fix it since you just did a lot to tie it into place. So make sure all the leaves are facing upward the same direction. And now, you've learned the flower balloon. All you need to do for the heart is use a pink base and then blow up a 5-inch heart balloon instead of a flower. But that's it for this video. I hope it helped, and I'll see you in the next one.